Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna do a video that was supposed to do. I actually started it, but then I kind of stopped. So today my video is really gonna be about grieving. And I'm gonna share my experience on my grieving process. And well, I'm still in my grieving process, but my experience while going through my grieving process and how I'm feeling right now, things that came with it and things like that. So first I'm going to start by saying, you never really can tell someone how to grieve. Everyone is different. Some people may think drugs may be their grieving process. Some people may think social media. Some people may think closing themselves off to the world. Everyone has their own grieving process. So I'm just gonna give my experience, like I said. Okay, so starting off, the way I grieve is well, for starters, I want to say I don't know if everyone believes in God, but me, I know that I believe in God. And I feel like my faith was tested a lot, during this process, because it's just like I didn't understand why these things were happening to me, and why God would put me in these positions, and so it was just so many emotions, so then I had to learn how to have faith in God and believe in God and know that everything happens for a reason. And I know that God wouldn't put me into a situation that he know I could not handle. So I had to really get into the motions of that for real, because in the beginning I really didn't believe in God anymore, because I was just like, why would God put me through this? Like, God is supposed to be the person that protect us, heals out, so it was like, why? So for many of you guys don't know, I lost my brothers, my two younger siblings, and my uncle in a house fire in 2016, March 14th. And that's basically like what I'm going off of for real. And I'm gonna go down a line of more loved ones that I lost, but I'm gonna start here. During that situation, I felt guilty, I felt alone, I felt depressed, because I just had up and down emotions, because I felt like I couldn't be weak, because if anyone knows, like, my mom was hospitalized for like a month. She couldn't talk, she had to learn how to talk again. Her lungs collapsed, she had breathing tubes. So it was like I was living with my aunt at the time and stuff like that. So it was like a really process. I felt alone because I didn't have anybody. I had people, but I felt like I wasn't, because my intermediate family, which are my brothers and my mother, who I'm used to, was no longer around anymore. And then it was like, when we buried my brothers, my mom was in the hospital, so it was like kind of like I buried them on my own. So it's like I had to really go through that process by myself. So yeah, so like I felt so many emotions. Like, I was depressed at a point. It was a point where I was losing weight. It was a point where I didn't want to eat. It's a point where, I'm gonna be honest, it was a point where I when it first happened, I was smoking a lot. It was a point where I didn't want to be around anybody. And when I was going through my process, and the first beginning couple of days of my brothers passing away, I had a significant other. Many of you guys may know who he is, many of you guys may not, but he was really supportive, and that's like who I really wanted to be around. Like, I didn't want to be around nobody else but him. Like, I didn't want to do nothing but be around him, you know what I'm saying, because he just made me feel that comfort. My friends was really helpful too. They was there every step of the way. Like, they came to the funeral. They was at everything, like, you know what I'm saying? They came to pick me up every day. They made sure I ate, different things like that, like just that heavy support system. Because, and that's another thing too I'm gonna talk about. Having a support system is really important, because the day of the fire happened, I passed out, so I got transported to the hospital. And when I finally got settled in, like, everyone came, all my friends came, my family, because they had to break the news to me that my brothers didn't make it. Knowing me, I thought they was gonna make it, maybe, I thought, like, okay, maybe. But, they didn't make it. So, my friends was there huddling around me, like that was just, a really important time of my life. Like, and to know that I had people that supported me and people that cared enough to make their way, you know what I'm saying? It just really meant a lot. So, that's another thing too. But back to what I was saying about the whole guiltiness and stuff like that. Like, I felt like I was the older sister. I was supposed to be the protector, and it wasn't anything that I could do, in that situation. I just felt hopeless for real, because it's like you just look back to like, okay, like I wish I could have did, that, but it's like, I don't know. Like, it's just hard at the same time. But I just always try to have the mindset of God wouldn't put me through nothing that I couldn't handle. And I feel like me and my mom had to rebuild our relationship over again, because we both were hurting. We both are hurting. So it's like sometimes we would clash a lot and different things like that, because she's hurting as well and I'm hurting. So we're both like, But like, it was moments where I felt depressed. It was moments where I didn't want to be around nobody. It's still moments now that I have where I just check off to everybody. I don't want to talk to them right now. Answer my phone. You know what I'm saying? I get on my knees, I pray, and I listen to music. Like, gospel music, I'm telling you, if one thing I can say that gets me through my days where it's rough, it's gospel music. And I get on my knees and I pray. I pray, because I feel like that's my way of getting through that hard time. And like I said before, relating back to having faith, like I had to rely on God to bring me through this. I have to rely on God, because it's like, what other way am I gonna get through this? Because if I don't rely on God, it's like I'm strong enough to push myself through this, but it's like I still have my days, And I'm a really strong person for real. Like, I'm a really strong person. I have a strong attitude. I have I'm an alpha female for real, I would say. But, but it's like I have my times where like my thoughts get the best of me. I have times where like sometimes I just want to give up. Like, it's times where I just be like, what is the point for me being here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the people I want to see that I love the most is not here. So why do I want to be here? And then I just felt so much pressure too, because it's like, now, mind you, my brothers passed and the fire happened while I was a junior in high school. So it was like, now it's like, I'm still in school. I still have to finish school. My mom wanted me to still go back to school. I was out of school for like maybe 2-3 weeks. Maybe my mom like, nah, it's time for you to go back to school for real. Like, my aunt was like, yeah, I think it's time for you to go back. But I really didn't want to go back, because it's like, like, how am I supposed to transition like into doing schoolwork and stuff like that? So it was hard, because it's like I have to go harder, because I'm thinking in my brain like, bro, like I have my 2 younger brothers that died, that they won't be able to see a graduation, a prom, a cap and gown, things like that. Like, they won't be able to see that. Like, so it's like, or they won't be able to experience that. So it's like, bro, I gotta do it. Like, and that's another thing too. Like, it makes me go harder. Like, it makes me go harder, because it's like, like, you got people watching, you got people that want to see you do better. So like, that just weigh heavy on too, because I just feel like I gotta do it. Like, I always be hard on myself, like I'm not doing enough, but sometimes I have to remind myself, like, bro, you're only 21. Like, to be a junior in college, a junior, senior, you know how that goes, junior, senior, like, but like to be in college and going through what I have gone through and still able to push through and get good grades, and you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I put a lot of pressure on myself, and sometimes I have to remind myself, like, you're doing okay. Like, you cannot, like, and that's another thing too, like, during your grieving process, your mind will be your worst enemy, because your mind will always play tricks on you. Like you have to be stronger than your mind. You have to defeat your thoughts. And I feel like that's a time when I pray, because it's like, all right, now my thoughts is getting the best of me. Like, now it's like I'm thinking shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I got to think about that. Like, nah. So, like, it's just really hard, though, because it's like, no matter what way you put it, you like, you will never be okay, but you're going to get to a place in life where you're able to deal with your emotions and know how to control them. And I think I'm at a point in my life where me only being 21, I feel like I'm doing really good. Like I know, like when I'm starting to get in my moods, and you know, I distance myself away from people because I never want to allow my anger and my hurt that's in my heart to hinder my relationships with other people or to hurt other people because I'm hurt, and that's never my intention. So, you know, I tried therapy and stuff like that, but I just feel like therapy didn't work for real because I'm just like sitting here telling a stranger, starting back from my childhood. I don't want to talk about my child. I want to talk about right now. Like, I want to talk about what's bothering me. And I just feel like the process was just like, I wanted to, you know, fast results. But like now, I think that I would really go back to therapy for real because it's like you need it. Like when I've been through a traumatic experience. Like I literally watched my house burn down with my brothers in it. Like that's a traumatic experience. And like people be telling me like, yo, how can you talk about the story and you're okay? And it's just because it's like talking about it makes me feel better. That's another part of grieving, like talking about it, getting out, because I don't ever want to just sit and just be like holding it in. I want to let it out. You know, and when a lot of people like hear my story as they get to know me, because I never just meet people, oh yeah, my brother's died. And no, like as people get to know me and I'm opening up, people see, and a lot of people be like, yo, like you would have never knew. Like it's because like I don't wear a chip on my shoulder, because just because I'm going through something don't mean that I have to put what I'm going through on other people. And that's another part of the grieving process too that I have problems with. Like when I'm going through my stuff, I don't like to involve other people. I don't like to let people know that I'm going through something. I'd rather just handle it by myself, get up, dust my knees off, dust my shoulders off. Okay, next. What we up? I'm happy, I'm up. What we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? I hate to feel like I'm relying on people, or I'm putting my emotions on other people, you know? Because it's just like some people some people just don't understand. And I feel like people can understand what you're going through, but they will never really understand because they're not in your shoes. You can sit and you know what I'm saying? Like they'll understand, but it's not relatable to them. Like they will never really understand what's going on inside of you because it's not physically them. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing too. Like I really just be to myself for real. Like when I'm going through these emotions and these different waves, I stay to myself because it's just like that's the only way I know how, is to deal with it myself. Listen to gospel music, talk to God. Like that's my way, because it's like I'm telling you, like my thoughts get the best of me. Like, and like I said before, it's times where I fell into depression and I just would be in my room for days, like days, and just sitting there, and I would just be stuck. Like I just be stuck. Like, you know, I just be like, what's next for me, God? Like, what am I supposed to do? What is my purpose? You know? And that's another thing too. Like, I always say, like, I don't know what my purpose is here yet. And I know God is going to show me my purpose soon, but it's like, what is my purpose? Like, sometimes I just get stuck. Like, what am I here for? You know what I'm saying? And two, like, and then as time went on, 2 years later, I lost my friend, which like assisted to me, Kara. Then another year later, I lose my grandmother. So it's like, yo, all these people who mean something to me are leaving my life, like in such traumatic ways. So it's like, God, why? Like, what have I done so bad that you're punishing me, you know? And like, you know, they never say question God, but it's like I just didn't understand, like, was he punishing me? And I understand that he gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers, but it's like how strong am I supposed to be? You know, like these is people who I love, people who been through me, through my hard times and my struggles, like, you know what I'm saying? Like who really, like, you know, my grandmother, I lived with my grandmother my whole life. Like we lived with my grandmother, me and my mom, my brothers, you know what I'm saying? We all lived in one big house. So it's like, wow, like to wake up every morning and not see her. Like, and then like, you know, I go to school in Maryland. So I would come home and she would just be like, you leaving again? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just to not hear that again. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? And then Kara was there for me through my hardest time in my life, and my brother's past. Like the first pair of clothes I put on my back was from her. Like, so like I just, you know, like, I don't want to get emotional, but it's just like, you just don't really understand why these people happen. Like, you just overthink it. Like, why? Like, then it's just like, you got to really, and then it sit in with you, like, wow, I'm never going to see these people again. Like, I will never see these people again in life. And, you know, I lost so many people in my life, for real. So it's just like, now I just have the mindset of, I don't care who enters, like, who leaves my life, because at the end of the day, if you don't want to be here, go. And that's another thing too. Like, I have this wall built up because I have so much anger and hurt in my heart. And people be like, why you always got an attitude? Why you always got to smell my mouth? Because I feel like I have to have that wall up with people, because I don't like people to come in and for people to do me wrong, because it's like my heart is already so fragile, you know? Like, my heart is already so fragile, because it's like, I'm hurting and I'm angry. So it's like, I'm allowing people in my life to come into my life and for them to just keep banging it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what more can I take? And that's what sometimes I get to the point where I feel like I'm going to explode. Like, I feel like I'm just going to, like, and there's no return. And I never want to get to that point. And I say this all the time. Like, I never want to get to the point of feeling like, get into the point where I feel like I'm gonna explode and there's no coming back from that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's just so hard. Like, I remember my quote in my yearbook. I think I said, strength isn't about how much you can take. No, I said, strength isn't about how much you could take before you break. It's about how much you can take after you break. So it's like, I know I don't want to ever get to the point where I just just lose myself, because like, during the process of grieving and all of that, you can lose yourself. Like, you can really lose yourself. And that's why I try to, you know, go on trips and have fun with my friends and things like that, because life is so short and everyone's just going, like, and I just feel like, and too, it's just so much negativity going on in the world, like, and families. Like, my family, like, we're a big family, but it's just so much negativity, like, at times. So it's just like, at the times that you supposed to stick together, it'd be good, and then a little bit after that, it's just like everybody just go their separate ways, you know? So it's like, you know, and then too, you don't want to burden them with what you going through, because it's like, everybody got their own stuff they got going on, for real. So it's just hard, man. But I just wanted to come, and I wanted to give my story on my process and how I dealt with things and stuff like that. And I just hope that I could be a vessel, or, you know what I'm saying, inspiration for somebody else. Like, you can do it. Like, don't ever psych yourself out, whether you lost a boyfriend, a mother, a sister, a cousin, a friend. Like, you can do it. Like, don't ever psych yourself out. Like, make you go harder. Make them losing their lives make you go harder. Make that, like, bro, I'm gonna do, like, I got this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't let your mind defeat you. Don't let your feelings defeat you. Don't let the anger defeat you. Don't let the hurt defeat you, because if you let it defeat you, then it's going to eat you up for life, and you're never going to be able to prosper. You're never going to be able to move forward. You got to conquer it. And I'm not saying that it's days where I'm happy all the time. It's days where I'm sad too. But guess what? Most of them days are happy. You want to know why? Because I know I have a greater purpose here. And if it wasn't meant for me to be here, God wouldn't allow me to be here. You know what I'm saying? I have a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Every day we on this earth, we have a purpose. So keep pushing towards that purpose. And I know it's going to be hard at times. But guess what? Have faith. Believe in God, that God wouldn't put us through stuff that he know we could not handle. Get into church, things like that. Like, people always say, oh, God, no, God, trust me, God is a wonderful God. Like, I just want to say, like, do not let what you going through defeat you. Like, please, like, I just hope that my story, like, once I say again, like, I just hope my story can be inspiration for you guys, like, for you guys to keep pushing and keep being you and keep going, because guess what? You got it. 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 You guys got it. You just gotta believe in God, have faith in God, like, believe in yourself, like, believe in yourself. Put it in your mind that what I said earlier, like, my mind is not who I am. Like, my mind does not define me. I will beat these thoughts, because it's like, when you're going through these processes, you have the worst thought. Like, I'm really going to be honest, because I'm talking, like, it's plenty of times where I felt like, why am I, like, it's no point for me to be here. But I'm strong enough. I'm strong enough. I'm strong enough to overcome my thoughts, to know that I'm too strong enough to take my life from this earth and hurt the people who love me. I'm strong enough, like, to not do that. I'm strong enough to handle it. I'm strong enough to push forward. I'm strong enough. I'm strong enough. I'm strong enough. I'm strong enough. I know that I'm strong enough to push forward. Like I'm telling you, like, just believe and have faith in God. I'm telling you, trust me. Trust me, it's gonna be days. When them days come and you just feel down, you feel like you don't want to get up, you feel like you hurt, like your heart hurt, you feel it in your heart. Get on your knees and pray. Pray, pray, pray. If you gotta listen to gospel songs all day, listen to it. Read scriptures. Like, I'm telling you, go seek counseling, because I'm telling you, it's so important. Because we have a greater purpose. There's no point for us to sit around and linger and be hurt and be upset and be depressed. No. Let's turn this anger, depressed, this hurt, let's turn it into something. Like, let's make the people we lost lives matter. So that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I just wanted to come and, like I said before, give my experience on my journey of me grieving and losing loved ones. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys subscribe to me already, and I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.